Good evening. You're watching Independent News. I'm Sakhawat Khan. As usual, we have the headlines before we go into the details. Finance Minister AMA Muhith says that half of the 40 billion taka loan taken by the Hallmark Group will undoubtedly be recovered. The BNP demands Muhith's resignation over the issue. State Minister for Law, Qamrul Islam, hopes that the parliament-judiciary row will be resolved through the verdict of the appellate division. Suranjit wants Chief Justice's intervention. International drug rings allegedly use Bangladesh as a transit point for trafficking heroin from Afghanistan and Pakistan to the UK. The meeting between Education Minister Qamrul Islam and the agitating students of the Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology of Buet has ended inconclusively. Education Minister Qamrul Islam, however, assured Buet students of doing everything possible to resolve the prevailing crisis at the country's premier institution of engineering education. He urged the students to go back to classes. The representatives of the students said that they will consider what they had to do next after they return to campus. Earlier on Monday, the Education Minister decided to remove the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the institute after meeting with Buet teachers. It was a bid to resolve the prevailing impasse. But students continued agitations for the removal of the Vice-Chancellor. Finance Minister AMA Muhith has said that half of the 40 billion taka loan which the Hallmark Group took from Sonali Bank will undoubtedly be recovered. He, however, urged the media to be careful when reporting the issue. Meanwhile, the Finance Ministry issued a notice extending the tenure of the chairman of 4 nationalized banks by 2 more years.
The finance minister yesterday described the Hallmark loan scam incident as insignificant. He claimed that a 40 billion taka loan is a petty amount compared to the total loans given by the banking sector. The minister also alleged that the media is harming the banking sector by over-publicizing the incident. Today, Muhith again said that the recovery of the loan depends on the role of the media.
Our main objective is to recover the loan. Had there been less media publicity, we could have recovered the entire amount. I don't know what is going to happen now. At least 20 billion taka will surely be retrieved. The recovery of the rest of the amount is being hampered because of media coverage. Such types of people can be managed with a strong hand if they are not highlighted by the media.
Meanwhile, the tenure of the board of directors of the state-owned commercial banks is going to expire on the 9th of September. The finance minister hinted that new initiatives will be taken during the remaining tenure of the new board. In reply to journalists' queries over the Podda Bridge project, Muhith said that the Prime Minister's international affairs advisor, Gauhar Rizvi, will be sent to Washington to negotiate with the World Bank.
It is a matter now for all the donors to sit together and settle it.
It is now a matter of all donors sitting together and settling the issue. I hope it will be settled soon. I will probably send Mr. Gauhar Rizvi to Washington again for negotiations.
How the financing agreement between all the parties take place, which is dependent on review. That's all.
The minister hopes that the World Bank will change its decision on the Podda Bridge funding.
BNP Acting Secretary General Mirza Qamrul Islam Alamgir has urged Finance Minister AMA Muhith to take responsibility for the Hallmark loan scam and to resign. He made the call at a program in the capital today. Mirza Fakhrul claimed that the government has utterly failed in running the country. He stated that the government's inefficiency has put millions of people in trouble. The BNP leader alleged that the ruling party is creating new issues only to divert people's attention from their failures. He criticized the finance minister for various comments he made. Mirza Fakhrul said that the minister should have resigned much earlier.
If the finance minister had the least amount of shame, he would have resigned much earlier. He destroyed the stock market. He is responsible for the suspension of World Bank funding for the Podda Bridge. Now a loan scam through Sonali Bank has been detected.
The Anti-Corruption Commission has questioned Hallmark General Manager Tushar Ahmed over the sensational loan scam issue. A 6-member ACC investigation team interrogated Tushar for about 3 hours from 10 a.m. this morning. This is the second time that the ACC has interrogated Tushar Ahmed. Tushar was questioned about the administration of the Hallmark Group. He was also questioned about the group's import-export activities and the opening of letters of credit in favor of the group. During the interrogation, Tushar told the ACC that the Hallmark Group owns 34 legal companies. He submitted relevant papers to back his claim. However, a few days ago, Hallmark MD Tanveer Ahmed told the ACC that his group owns 70 companies. During today's questioning, Tushar Ahmed told the ACC that Sonali Bank approved loans for his group without any political influence.
We got the loan because we followed the proper procedure of applying for loans from any bank. There are no political recommendations in this case.
State Minister for Law, Qamrul Islam, claims that Parliament and the judiciary are not facing a confrontational situation. He added that the issue will be resolved through the verdict of the appellate division. He made the comment at a program in the capital today. However, the State Minister avoided answering a question on whether lawmakers will abuse the power of impeachment if Parliament is endowed with the privilege.
I don't want to term the situation as confrontational. The lawmakers clarified their stance by explaining the constitutional provisions. Now the matter is pending at court. We have filed an appeal and now we are waiting for the Supreme Court to issue its verdict.
Meanwhile, veteran parliamentarian Suranjit Sengupta has urged the Chief Justice to try to resolve the ongoing rift between Parliament and the judiciary. Suranjit made the call today while speaking at a program in the capital. Suranjit, who is a minister without portfolio, said that Supreme Court judges breached the Constitution by giving a verdict on the plea filed over the Speaker's ruling. He added that the Speaker was not given the opportunity of self-defense and therefore the court verdict is illegal. Suranjit thinks that the Chief Justice should now take steps in this regard in the light of the Constitution. Speaking on the Hallmark loan scam, the veteran lawmaker alleged that the BNP is trying to politicize the issue. He also urged the main opposition and the finance minister to be careful over giving comments on the issue. He said that a 20 billion taka loan scam is a major issue, but this cannot bring down the entire economy.
Some unwelcome statements were issued in this case. The Speaker's ruling was termed as non-est, which means the ruling does not exist. If the ruling is non-est, then the Speaker is also non-est and he does not exist. Then both Parliament and the Constitution also do not exist, which ultimately results in a non-existent judiciary. Therefore, such a verdict harms democracy.
International drug trafficking rings are allegedly using Bangladesh as a transit point. Heroin from Afghanistan and Pakistan is being taken to the UK via Bangladesh. The detective branch of the police revealed this information after interrogating some members of a ring who were detained earlier this week.
Bangladesh-born British citizen Shah Alam has been closely associated with an international drug ring for over a decade. His brother, who takes care of his business in Bangladesh, said that the majority of the ring members are from Pakistan. Drive 7 people of the ring have been arrested. Most of them work with international courier services such as DHL, FedEx, UPS, Aramex and TNT. Police say heroin sent from Pakistan is repacked in Bangladesh and then sent to the UK through these courier services. At least 70 such shipments have been made in the past 10 years. The British High Commission in Bangladesh is working closely with the police to apprehend other ring members.
Basic information নিয়েছেন তারা বাংলাদেশ থেকে
They have collected basic information about the detainees and the passport number and other details of the UK-based kingpin as well. And they are trying to collect information on the kingpin's new passport and whereabouts.
জেনে আমাদেরকে তথ্য দিচ্ছেন
Sean Anton, an officer at the British High Commission in Bangladesh, said his country is trying its best to hunt down the kingpins of the ring. Interpol has issued a red alert against Shah Alam.
Well, working with international partners, we're trying to stop cross-boundary international crime, whether it's drugs, smuggling in people, through any country. And we have an international network of officers that are fighting and working closely with all local government agencies in order to stop this crime internationally.
Drug traffickers believe that using courier services is a relatively secure means of transporting illegal drugs. To prevent this, the people concerned stressed the need for monitoring courier services very strictly.
It's time for a short break now, but here's what's coming up after the break. The Election Commission is going to start the registration of new political parties within a week as part of its preparations for the next general elections. At least 31 people have been killed in a massive blaze at a fireworks factory in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Welcome back. You're watching Independent News. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina claims that the Grand Alliance government's achievement in the power sector in just 3.5 years could not be achieved during the 7 years rule of the BNP-led government and the caretaker government. She made the comment in Parliament today. She also said that her government has proven its success in power generation during the month of Ramadan. During the session, the Premier also advised lawmakers to be cautious in their use of power. Sheikh Hasina also suggested that lawmakers set up power plants in their constituencies using the allocations of the TR and the Kabika projects. The Election Commission is going to start the registration of new political parties as part of its preparations for the next general election. Election Commissioner Mohammad Shahnawaz said that within a week the Commission will issue a notice inviting applications from political parties. He was talking to journalists at the Election Commission Secretariat today. The Commissioner also said that political parties will be given 1 or 1.5 months after the notice is issued to apply for registration. He, however, said that the Election Commission will follow the representation of the People's Order of 2008 for the registration of political parties. Shahnawaz stated that the activities of political parties are being monitored in the light of the representation of the People's Order of 2008.
The political parties that want to be registered to the Commission will have to fulfill the criteria and will have to complete the registration process. We have 1 year's time before the national elections. We will issue a notice soon so that new political parties can have 8 to 9 months before the general elections take place.
Meanwhile, the Election Commission has rejected the nominations of 5 people for the Ghazipur 4 by-elections. The EC approved the nomination of 3 people today. The Dhaka Regional Election Officer, who also acts as a returning officer, Sarwar Murshid, rejected the 5 nominations after examining the supporting documents submitted to the Election Commission. The nominations were rejected because incorrect information was provided and because there were insufficient documents provided on personal loans taken by the 5 nominees. These 5 people are independent candidates Anayat Hussain, Mustafizur Rahman Mustafa, Hafiza Zaman, Gonoforum Sarwar and BNP's Bazlul Haq. The EC accepted the nomination of Awami League-backed candidate Simin Hussain Rimi, Afsaruddin Ahmed and CDP-backed candidate Asadullah Badul. A forum of journalists has given an ultimatum to the Rapid Action Battalion to complete the Shagaruni murder probe and to identify the killers by the 25th of September. The forum leaders also said that they will be forced to announce tough agitation programs if the RAB fails to meet the deadline. The Journalist Forum made the announcement from a program at the National Press Club today. Speakers at the program also said that they are going to stage a sit-in program and a rally in front of the ATN Bangla office. From there, they said, they will demand the arrest of ATN Bangla chairman Mahfuzur Rahman for his indecent remarks on Shaguran Rooney and on the Prime Minister. They also demanded justice in all the cases of journalist killings. 2 students of the Joshore Science and Technology University were killed after a bus rammed their motorcycle in the Shantola area of Janeda. Agitating students blocked the Joshore-Janeda road and vandalized a number of vehicles to protest the killing of their fellow students. The deceased were identified as Ali and Shashi. Relatives said that Shashi was killed on the spot while Ali succumbed to injuries on the way to hospital. Additional police and RAB forces were deployed in the area as agitating students vandalized vehicles following the accident. Meanwhile, students declared a 6-point demand, including 10 million taka compensation for the deceased. Stock market news now, and the Dhaka Stock Exchange experienced a sharp decline in its benchmark index today. Prices of most shares in the country's premier bourse also fell sharply after witnessing gains for 3 consecutive days. The DSE General Index shed 110 points to reach 4,371 at close of day's trading. Of the 267 issues traded, 213 declined, only 44 advanced and 10 remained unchanged. Shares in mutual fund units worth 6.12 billion taka changed hands. Yesterday, the index gained 5 points to close at 4,482. In the international arena, in India, at least 31 people have been killed and 20 others injured in a massive blaze at a fireworks factory in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. The police said that the incident took place in the town of Sivakasi, the hub of India's firecracker industry. The town has thousands of factories and produces about 90% of India's fireworks. Television channels showed black smoke rising into the sky above the factory, and reports said that casualties could rise.
Inside the factory, Om Shiva Shakti crackles.
Sports news now, and of course it's cricket. The Tigers are going to face hosts Tobago in a practice match tonight. The match will begin at 12 midnight Bangladesh time. The Bangladesh cricket team is currently in Tobago to play a quadrangular T20 competition under the banner of BCB 11. The practice match is the sole opportunity for the Tigers to get accustomed to local conditions. After the tournament, the Tigers will head to Sri Lanka to participate in the T20 World Cup. That's all the news we have for today, but you can get more news and updates from independent television through your mobile phones. For breaking news, go to your mobile phone message option, type start space B and send to 16232. For daily news updates, type start space DN and send to 16232. You can also call 16232 from any operator to listen to the latest headlines in Bangla. And that's all we have from the English News Desk this evening. We'll be back tomorrow at our usual time of 8 p.m. Thank you for being with us and good night.